Well, I got a crazy idea. I got too many vehicles, if you can't tell. And this is a really good truck. So what I'm wanting to do is keep this truck, clean it up, and put my service bed on the back. Everything fits as far as the length between the wheels and the back of the truck. I mean, the bed and all that's basically, it's GMC, Chevy. They're pretty much interchangeable, but the year difference makes it different. This has got a much more robust frame on it, and the frame is a little bit wider stance, but that's not the issue. The issue is these suspension components are sticking out a little farther than what that thing can stand or handle. So I started doing some measuring and figuring that if I put that bed on here, with this frame being so much larger and taller than that one, then I think what I can do is it will actually raise the bed up enough to clear these suspension components. And I think it's going to raise, that bed will be only, a little bit higher than what it is now. So it still would be usable. So what I want to do is pull everything out of this truck. Obviously I don't need the feeder right now. Pull the feeder out and pull the bed off, and just do a lot of measuring before I take the bed off of that little truck over there. That's the one that's going to be a hassle because it's welded onto the frame, and I'll have to cut the welds. Well, I think it'll be worth it because that truck's pretty well shot, and I could probably get $500 out of it without that bed on there, which is pretty good, I think. Or I might just give it away, who knows. So now we got to pull the liner and figure out, I think this has like just a few bolts, and we will pull this thing up, check it out, and make sure I can make the other one fit. Okay, here's the problem. This has a modified fifth wheel hitch, or whatever you want to call it, and the exhaust shield is weaved into it somehow. I think it's so bent up, I think I'm just going to cut it with the grinder. Alrighty, gotta get these lights disconnected. back out. I know they're not that heavy, but still. Man, this thing's all messed up already. I mean, that got bent. So I gotta cut all this off. No big deal. Needs to be cut off. I'll just leave that one metal piece, I think. Anyway, I'm gonna clean it up. It's so nasty. It's got rat crap all over the top of it. And it's real Norway type rat crap and mice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure this all out and see about making this other one fit. One way or the other, I feel like I need to do it because this truck is in so much better shape. Give me a good solid work truck. Loose. There's that. I think that's all we're going to get done on this today. So I must have hit something, broke it. So I got to weld that up and grind these off and spray them with paint. Instead of them bolting this on, they welded it, okay, which is, I understand that. The problem is on the other side here, this is welded. I can't really get to that. So I'm gonna take this bolt off, and I'm gonna see what I can get done with a brand new wheel. If I can use a brand new wheel on it and get to it, then I'll cut what I can with that. But I know I'll at least have a little bit up here left, and I'll try the Sawzall. But it's like that on both sides. Plus, I think the reason why I did that is, see, this just doesn't really connect to the frame. Well, we got, as far as I can tell, everything disconnected underneath. Had to cut these weld spots here. I tried to cut just the weld spots, and I ended up having to cut the bracket. You can see where I cut it, because there was no way to get up in there with any tool that I have to cut the weld off. So I'm going to have to do it after this bed's removed. So right now what I'm going to try to do is just test how heavy this thing is. I'm pretty sure it's really heavy, but I need to know that what I have will work. It's kind of hooked in the back, so what I'm gonna have to do I'm going to have to pull this thing out. I'm going to have to get weight off of it and actually pull the truck forward before I can raise it. Alright, I'm going to have to find a couple of good points to hook the chains to, and I'd like to get it kind of suspended a little bit. I think I got the setup okay. You know, it looks like I'll be able to do it this way. Right now, I've got to turn these things off. It's all set up and ready to go. But before I can do that, I need to weld the exhaust on that, because it's going to be very difficult to weld after I get that on there. So yeah, there we go. It's broken right here. I hope it's not too thin, because I definitely want to try to make it last a while. It's making so much noise, it's annoying. Got these trimmed down, and got this ground off where the guy had welded on there, and same with the other side. Measured it out, looks good. So man, I think we're almost ready to pull that bed off. Back this thing up underneath it. Alright, the back's disconnected. Gotta raise it up a little bit. Alright, here's my dilemma, which I knew was going to have this problem, but I wasn't sure how I was going to deal with it until I lined it up. But they've got these really long bolts there, and I think all I need to do is flip this. I'll have to shorten it, but I think I can flip that, and I think I can flip that one, and it will be a super tight fit, but I think it will work. Got the gas connected, which was, I'm telling you, that was a big old pain. What I need to do is see about pushing this forward a bit. I'm going to get a 2x4 or something to stick in there so I don't hit the cab or mess it up. I'm going to lift up on the back and push it in where I think it should be. Then I'm going to try and bolt the front. I don't think the bolt holes are going to line up, so I may end up having to drill some holes, which will not be fun, but it is expected. So let's see if we can make it work here. That was it. Basically, it was catching on the back cross beam. So there we go. Now I just gotta line it out pretty close, but I don't think it's there. I like the distance there. I gotta pull a piece of wood out, but looks good. Okay. It's about 1/8 of an inch. Huh. Well, I've got to make one final adjustment, and then I want to start drilling holes and put bolts in. Let me get my goggles. I'm getting too old for this. Okay, I got to make the bit or the hole bigger. I'm gonna have to find another bit for that. Anyway, you get the idea. I gotta do that at least 4 times. Welcome to the wind. Oh, they welded it. Look. That might be why. They didn't weld that one as good. I figure if I can get that back bolt in there, then I'll be good. Oh, that's pretty neat. I'm thinking it might match up. Okay, well, I got close, but you can see why I don't want to hang it off the bumper. There's only like 4 bolts holding this whole bed on, and it would probably be fine, but I think I'd much rather just have this tow package on here. Now I got to work on the lights. Basically, I need a new plug for this, or a way to mount the plug, because the plug is this, you know how it is, all plastic crap, so it's broken. So I'm gonna get started on the lights. That's some boring crap. We're so sleepy, huh? Well, I got everything put on, wired up. Went to see the guy to get it inspected. I had to add these tag lights. So I added the rear, both sides, and this marker light, which may or may not be necessary. He said it was, but I don't think this meets the requirements. I had these things left over from that ambulance back in, and I almost can't tell what it is now. I'm almost done with that too. The good thing is, this should pass inspection now. Then I can get on with cleaning it, because it's a disaster. It's a big mess in here. But this is a really good truck, so I'm happy to have it. Last thing I got to do is, for the third or fourth time, try to glue the rearview mirror up, because it never stays. And they got some kind of stuff that he's used, and we'll see if it works. See, the whole inside is just rusted up, and I don't know, I got a lot of work to do.